Hello everyone and welcome back to the SteemTrail Gaming News. Today is the 29th of May 2018. My name is Kralizec and I will be your host for the evening. Today we're going to talk about one single story, but as it concerns the two biggest games on the market currently, it's, well, something that is important to talk about, and is the fact that PUBG Corporation is now suing Epic Games over Fortnite. Well, to start with, I gotta say I'm not really surprised that this has happened. To be honest, I'm more surprised that this hasn't happened earlier because, well, yeah, the games are obviously very similar. They're in the same genre, and PUBG is responsible for making the genre mainstream. While there were a few Battle Royale games before PUBG, none of them really ever managed to get so much hype, community, success behind it, whatever you want to call it. And then Epic and Fortnite came and, well, stole the thunder under them. Literally. PUBG was a phenomenon. Everybody wanted to go into it. And then Fortnite came, and suddenly Fortnite is the phenomenon, and everybody wants to play Fortnite. And I do understand why. I actually do think that Fortnite is more fun to play. And that is the reason why we play games. Let's not try to trick ourselves into believing anything else. We do play games for fun. So, for fuck's sake, whichever game is more fun, well, that is the one we're going to play. And I'm not saying that PUBG isn't fun to play. I'm just saying that in my personal, humble opinion, I do think that Fortnite is more fun. So, what exactly happened? This all comes from a report from the Korean Times. PUBG Corporation, a Korean-based developer, filed a lawsuit against Epic Games, more specifically against their Korean daughter. And they are asking the court to determine whether the similarities between Fortnite and PUBG constitute copyright infringement. As said in the report, PUBG Corporation filed the injunction with Seoul Central District Court back in January, though no other information around the filing has been revealed to the public. So first of all, I've actually managed to do quite a decent amount of research into this. Though the problem is Korean law is really not my forte, and I don't believe that many people, at least in the West, do have a vast knowledge about Korean copyright law. Well, when it comes to copyright law in general, you really cannot patent or be the owner of a genre. Otherwise, well, the only first-person shooter ever would be Wolfenstein. The only real-time strategy ever would be Dune. The only first, I know, you catch the drift. I don't remember all the first games in the genre, even though I should, as it's my job to talk about games. So PUBG Corporation actually decided to put out a little bit of a statement. So let me read the statement for you guys. Where exactly is it? So yeah, this was by Chang Han Kim, who expressed concern over the new game mode, saying, "After listening to the growing feedback from our community and reviewing the gameplay ourselves, we are concerned that Fortnite may have been replicating the experience for which PUBG is known." That was actually last year, that statement, but recently they added a little bit. They said, "But our name was used to officially promote their game without our knowledge. There was no discussion. It was just a bit of a surprising and disappointing to see our business partner using our name officially to promote the game mode that is pretty similar to us, and there was a misunderstanding in the community that were officially involved in the project. So what he is talking here about is the fact that Fortnite actually mentioned PUBG several times in their marketing efforts, and that is undisputable. And well, that was probably illegal unless they had some sort of a acknowledgement and permission from PUBG Corporation to do so. But still, that's not really what they are suing, at least from what we know about the lawsuit about. They're suing around the similarities between the two games. And yes, the games are obviously similar. They are based on the same premise: be the last man standing. And funny enough, he sort of implied that they were the first standalone game to ever be so. That's simply not true. There have been a few other Battle Royale games. There have been mods for other games, even Minecraft nonetheless. And the genre really is based on a book that is called Battle Royale. That's where the name of the genre comes from. And technically, even the Hunger Games are this genre. And that was a huge hit all over the world, and no doubt inspired mod creators and game creators to try to create a similar style to game. So PUBG claiming that they were the first game in this genre is just simply false. And again, I don't know the specifics of Korean law, but there I still think it is not permissible to try to be the owner of a genre. Because otherwise, well, creative endeavors would just not work. It's just impossible for creative endeavors to work if you could patent something like a genre. And yes, there is also a moral background to this, in which Epic Games actually do come out as losers, because they aren't only a competitor of PUBG, but they are also their partners, because the engine on which PUBG is built is, well, made by Epic. It is the Unreal Engine. So for them to try to steal the thunder from under their partner is morally dubious. Not to argue with that. That actually is where I do side with PUBG. But them trying to, from my point of view, eliminate their competition, and nonetheless their more successful competition, by going into a lawsuit against them, or at least try to maybe lessen the impact of royalties they have to pay because they are using the Unreal 4 engine, that is where I find PUBG to be on the moral wrong. I really don't think they should have tried to come from this angle. Maybe they should have just sued because Fortnite has used the PUBG name or just mentioned PUBG in their marketing efforts. And if that was purely the case, I would stand firmly on their side. But from the point they went into the battle, I can't. I really can't, even though I can stand behind Epic fully as well. But I do believe they have the right to create whatever game they want. And them deciding to create a Battle Royale game, they have every right to do so. Maybe they shouldn't have used the name, but they 100% had the right to create such a game. And with that being said, that's going to be it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, please consider giving us a thumbs up here on YouTube and subscribing to the channel. If you are watching on Steemit, maybe you want to give us an upvote and follow the blog. Either way, be sure to leave a comment and be sure to tune in tomorrow for more gaming news, as we are a source of daily gaming news every single day. See you guys later with more gaming content.